Welcome back to the Steiger-Olson Report on the Galactic News Network. I am Wayne Steiger, and my co-host is Steve Olson. How you doing, Steve?
I am doing great, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Steve, we have some pictures submitted from subscriber right here in my neck of the woods. This was taken up at Keystone, Colorado yesterday, and I think our viewers are going to be in for quite a surprise.
Yeah, check this out. This is an amazing. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. This is basically up in the sky. The sun seems to be peeking through two hills in the sky with a huge rainbow over the top. I mean, what is that? What is that even? What is even that? I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. So come on, folks, help us in deciphering this, because we have some others. There was a very strange event going on here in Colorado yesterday. Now, in Denver, we were intermittent with mostly clouds. But the great thing about Colorado is that you can merely go up 10 miles up Floyd's Hill, and you're now many times above the weather here in Denver. So this is absolutely mind-blowing, Steve. Let's just go through the physical law of what we're seeing here. So you can see where the sun is being obfuscated by something.
But here's the contrast. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. As you can see, there are clouds in front of whatever is obfuscating the sun. But what is even more interesting, as you look on top, the rainbow that is actually forming above the sun itself. There it is. You can see it. Look at that. That is a rainbow.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I can't explain this. I don't know what is going on here.
But this is reminiscent of a lot of ancient tapestries and art, and you know, it's like not the first time that we've seen it. The question is, what is it?
Yeah. And if you turn the brightness down on it, once again, people can see for themselves. There you go. There's something there.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I keep on going back to the Secchi photos that we haven't had. Someone tried to say it was Regulus and Arguus, or Archilus, I think. And it's not. They're not even in the same point. So I don't know. Now, if you look at this, you can see, look at the clouds around the sun itself. And you can begin to see that there's something going on.
We have to add gamma to this one too, because this is how we can see if there's something back. What is that back there?
Exactly, right there. There it is.
What is that?
Well, they're trying to cover it up, but you can see what happens. Now, folks, you have to understand Keystone is about 10,000 or so feet. So if you're down at sea level, remember, that's almost 2 miles above you. So the great thing about living in Colorado is that we can see things that a lot of the folks that live what we call sealanders that can't. There's something there. They're trying. I think what we're seeing, Steve, is the clouds reacting to whatever that is. And then look at the waves of the iridescent clouds that we're seeing. Now, I have shot hours of these clouds. They show up here in Colorado and it's very bizarre. It's always when there's something like this going on. You can see the waves in them. Like I said, Steve, I have hours of video, and they are, in fact, it almost takes on a wave, and it kind of looks almost greasy looking.
Yeah.
So, listen, here's the deal. Stop and go back up on those again. When we look at these clouds, folks, understand you're having a light being broken down, or it could be reacting to potentially, are you ready for this, Steve? Other gases in the atmosphere.
Right. Right. That's an explanation for sure, because the light would refract off of different elements, refract different visible spectrum light.
Look at that. So what do we say? Look, and it defies explanation. And we have one others behind these as well, that this event, I am so thankful that this is a viewer who's been following us for a very long time. Look at the sun. Please blow that up. Look at what's happening to whatever this is. You see, I think, Steve, what we are seeing here, my friend, we are seeing a reaction of our atmosphere to something else. It's just phenomenal when you begin to look at this. How about this one? Now, how, we've got the upside down. What was so crazy about these pictures, and I just have to compliment, we don't give out names here, but you know who you are, and, I've sent you we've communicated by email. I just want to congratulate you again. This is a person who was very much aware of what was going on. Now, most people know, up at Keystone, you're up there skiing. And when you're going down, whether it's a black run or lesser, you're typically focused in what's coming up on you. So again, explain this one, Steve. Are you there?
Yeah, it grows in size, and we've seen this for a year. We've been seeing this for a year, this type of manifestation, but it just seems to get bigger and more bright or intense in the sky, which just indicates these could just be large gas giants or some type of sphere that we are unfamiliar with. There's so many things that go through my mind, but one of them is not in our atmosphere.
Well, just if we take the physical laws of photons, light, right?
Right.
The only way you're going to get light refracting in such a concave manner is that there's typically something there that is compressing the light or obfuscating it.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm trying to find a picture. I want to get in here for fun, which I think you always like these pictures. So again, when we see halos and things like that, so what's happening here is I think there's either some kind of a bubble around the sun, or this is part of some kind of an artificial lighting system. Whatever it is, on certain types of clouds, when you have certain cirrus clouds, you can actually see this red halo around the sun, the light source. It's always uniform. There are some theories that it shows a planet. I don't think so, because we see it in space. I just wanted to bring this back to your attention again, Wayne, to get your thoughts.
Again, I've done a critical analysis on it. We do know that there is a light simulator up there. We could call it a sun simulator, whatever. We have seen it. We've seen it malfunction. But the other thing is, we've also seen I guess, what is the real sun? There's that theory out there that, the sun is not what we even think it is. So,
well, yeah.
Yeah, I keep on looking at these coronal holes, and I was studying it this morning.
Yep.
And, the thing about it, when you look at a coronal hole and you really pull it up, particularly when you look at the 211 or the 197 angstroms, I swear it's almost like looking into, there was a great book called Night World by F.P. Wilson. And in there's a description of what evil is, darkness, that it can actually looking to consume you. It's alive. When I look at those coronal holes into the sun, Steve, it's almost hypnotic.
It really is. It's like, oh my God, I'm looking right into some kind of a Uber universe or some, strange place. You know what I'm saying?
And exactly. And I'm trying to think how deep, how far does that go down there?
I know, right?
I don't know. I guess there's no. I guess there's no surface on a sun, so it's all fusion, I guess. But so we get a halo up here in space.
Yep.
Well, we know that the space shuttle is in the temperate zone, right, in the atmosphere, right?
Yep.
So could we say that a light source could pick up the same type of reaction that us terraformers down here would see by looking directly up in the atmosphere? I don't know.
I don't know either. To me, it just feels like it projects in a certain way on certain days, and there's nothing they can do about it other than go up there and chemtrail. That's why you see so much chemtrails.
Now, if you go back to the picture where the upside down rainbow is happening, something is wrong. See, this reminds me of the space.com. If you'll go out there and you look in the archives, they'll show you pictures of other animations of what planets and moons would look like, right? Coming across the surface. I say that's an object. I don't know what, but I know this. It's definitely refracting the light off of something.
It's definitely humongous.
And what's on the below part? You see, that's what I'm seeing. I think we're seeing two objects here.
Right. I think these are two objects that are either traveling with each other or in front of each other, and that's just
one of the two. Yeah. And the problem, I want to bring this up. So as we stop and look at this, folks, you have to look at space as an XYZ axis. When we look up into the atmosphere, we're basically looking at a two-dimensional picture is what we're seeing. But what we're not understanding or grasping is the fact that we can't see behind what's taking place here. And the universe does not work on a simple plane, X, Y, Z. You can have an object that could be right here on Earth that could be, let's say, 25 degrees below the south plane of the ecliptic. And that could be out there, I don't know, let's pick a number, Steve. How about 5 AU away, right?
You could even say 20 AU away.
Yeah. So we know this. Mike Brown has written a great paper over at Caltech on exoplanets, what they have picked up in the Kuiper Belt. And as they continue to discover more and more of these KBOs, they're finding out it's blowing away our perception of what size is all about. Apparently, in the real universe, and I say the real universe because that's the one we're still discovering, that there are objects that are as big as the Earth's orbit around the sun.
Yeah, in their diameter is larger than our orbit.
Exactly.
I know, right? This is crazy, yeah. Crazy big.
And people, they think that we're just off on the deep end. No, this is what they have observed.
Right, and yeah. We also know that the Milky Way is being pushed by they don't know what, like a gas bubble or a pressure bubble, or they don't know what it is.
No, but we're seeing something is going on.
Right.
And listen, for the longest time, you and I were always looking at our solar system, and then we got, okay, well, if we go out into the Kuiper Belt, and then beyond the Kuiper Belt is interstellar space, that begins to get into where now we're getting in between other stars in the Milky Way. But something's happening to the Milky Way.
Right. We'll have lots more to share on this, but Wayne, I really appreciate you sharing these pictures that you got from our subscribers.
It's ours, so we thank you again. Continue to submit them. This is great, Steve. Something's going on.
Right on. I think so too.